Hey folks, today we're going to be looking at using Oracle Transactional Business Intelligence, or OTBI. It's a really neat feature for reporting, analysis, creating data visualizations using the data that's directly stored within your system. No need to export it to somewhere else or anything like that. It's a great tool. It's a really helpful tool. I use it a lot. I think it would be really helpful to just get a quick little jump into it. So with that, we're going to go right into the system. And as you can see, I am logged in again as Curtis Fetty. He is our HR administrator, and we are going to navigate to the Tools tab and select Reports and Analytics. Alternatively, I can click this navigator icon, scroll down to the Tools here, and select Reports and Analytics. Both of these are going to take me to the same place. And you can see that now on this reports and analytics screen, we have a create button here, and we can create a brief sort of analysis. You can see that Curtis has favorited this report. This must be something that he looks at frequently, so he has it stored here for quick access. But if we wanted to get into the full sort of depth of Oracle Transactional Business Intelligence, or OTBI, we'll want to click Browse Catalog in the top right corner. This is going to open a new tab for us, which takes us to OTBI. You can see there's a lot of information here. We'll kind of go through a rough summary of what things are. So in these folders, we can see there's My folders and Shared folders. Their names, as they imply, are for My folders is going to refer to things that Curtis is working on, and only he can see them. They're his personal analyses. Now, that doesn't mean that there's data stored there that other people can't see. It's just the way that he has it formatted. Curtis only has access to the data he would be able to see within the system. Shared folders is going to be reports that are organized as such for everyone in the organization to see, so long as they have the proper security access. So for example, let's say I'm a line manager, right? And I'm creating a custom report. Maybe I work in sales and I want to see by location, where my salespeople are living, right, in per region, maybe, or by time zone. I could create that personal report just for me, and I would only see my direct reports as a line manager, or anyone that I have access to see in Oracle. If I were to upload that into the shared folders, then any individual could go and click on that report, and they would see the individuals that they have access to organized by time zone. For this purpose, we're going to click Create and create a custom analysis. We'll click the Analysis button. Analyses are going to be your typical, like an Excel spreadsheet of data, or just a typical table of data, and we can use that to create some visualizations as well. A dashboard is going to be several analyses organized. A filter is going to be, as it implies, a way to filter down data. A dashboard prompt is going to be, when you're looking at a dashboard, an ability to drill down or sort of filter what's showing up on the dashboard via drop downs on the side. And then conditions are going to be a bit more complex. We'll skip that and we'll come back to that later. Down below here, we have published reporting. We have reports, report jobs, data models, style templates, and sub-templates. These refer to more formalized, and I like to say prettier reports. It doesn't necessarily have to be a report as in a report of new hires for the last week or whatever that might be. It could be something as simple as an offer letter that is populated with a candidate's name, the position that they've applied for, the salary of their new position, or something like that. These data models are going to be the SQL behind the reports that populate in that, and then the report itself is going to be the pretty output. Style templates and sub-templates are going to be, as they imply, templates for designing these, and then the report job is going to be how frequently that report gets run. Then we have agents and actions. An agent is going to be a pre-programmed amount of time that an analysis or a report is run. And then an action can be, if certain criteria are met, this action is going to be taken. Send an email. It can maybe activate some sort of external system via an API, something like that. What we're going to be sticking with today is mostly the more simple analyses. I would really recommend deep diving into these other features. They're very cool, very neat, a lot of stuff you can do, not enough time in this video to deep dive everything. So we'll go ahead and create our analysis, and we're going to have the option to select what's called a subject area. I'm going to actually close this and reopen this again. I think I was talking too long. There we go. These subject areas just refer to data stored in the back end of our table. So, for example, we have our absence management, which is the module that this data pertains to. And then we have leave donations real time. So if I wanted to pull any information about leave donations into an analysis, I would select this subject area. The one that I like to use a lot is worker assignment real time. This is going to pull in just your general core HR data about worker assignments. Very helpful, especially when you need big lists on people, their job, their position, information about them. This is where you'd want to pull it from. There's plenty of subject areas. They're full of information. It's a lot. You can do a lot with these subject areas. For today, we are going to, I'm going to expand this so we can see. In our subject area for the worker assignment real time, we can see there's these folders. Each of these folders is a bit of a sub-object related to the worker assignment. Something like their position, their manager, the business unit that they're associated with, their department, their grade ladder, their job, the legal employer, the worker themselves, worker assignment, and then assignment details. We'll go over the difference between these in a second, but I just want you guys to kind of see all these subcategories that are available. We'll go ahead and open up this worker really quick, and we can pull in, we'll pull in a field like full-time versus part-time. So if I just double click, we can see that it pulls that in. Simple as that. It's now in the criteria of the selected columns that we'd like to look at. If I want to delete it, I can click the gear. I have the option to delete it, and that will remove it back out from the analysis. I could filter on this if I would like to. Maybe I want to only see full-time employees. I could do so. We can edit the column properties. Kind of a neat feature if maybe you wanted to export this to Excel after. You could create a custom heading, and instead of saying full versus part-time, you could call it maybe F or PT. I don't know. If you had something that you wanted to put there, you certainly could. We'll then close this folder down. We're just going to make a really simple analysis today. And we'll open the worker assignment along with the worker assignment details. Now I want you to note that this worker assignment has this ruler kind of logo next to these objects. And if I scroll down, you can see these look a little bit more like a grid. That's because these are what are referred to as measures. They're going to be more quantitative data. So the assignment count, right? The number of assignments that pertain to this information, or the FTE, the head count, the number of seniority days, so forth and so forth, right? These are all quantitative data related to the assignment. Down here, this is going to be qualitative data, right? And it may not look like it for some, like annual leave days. That seems like quantitative data, just the way that it's stored though. These are calculated items, while these are numbers that are stored, or words, true qualitative data. So our assignment category, right? These are going to be full-time regular, part-time regular, full-time temporary. This is all qualitative data. We can pull in, for our purposes today, the assignment count. I could double click this in here, or I can click and drag it. You can see that that little box gets highlighted gray to show where it's getting pulled in. And then if I'm happy with this, I can go to results. And now I have my list. Full-time, 1,970, part-time, 198, and then null, or without a full-time or a part-time value, 3,565. If I wanted to create a visualization for this, we could go up to our top bar here and click with this little image that looks like a bar graph. And then we can select our form of visualization that we would like. I think for our purposes today, a pie chart would be a great option. And it's automatically going to create this for us. Now, based off of this, I could say, whoa, this is crazy. I'm going to save this and then share it with my manager or whoever I need. I'm an HRIS specialist and I can see, whoa, we've got a problem here. More than half of our assignments do not have full-time or part-time associated with them. That could be a problem. Kind of a neat feature to be able to visualize this, but you saw how easy it was. And just in these 10 minutes, we were able to talk through everything we were doing, create our analysis, and then create our graph as well. A super powerful tool. This was, again, very, very basic, but you have a lot of ability, a lot of flexibility, a lot of power to create really neat visualizations, analyses, dashboards, all kinds of stuff. I hope you've found this helpful. If you did, give it a like, leave a comment, share, save it, whatever you'd like to do. Thanks so much.